Remember this clip of Shirley Temple.
When I left Fox, I went to MGM for one picture. Thank goodness, only one. And when I got there with my mother, we were separated. She went into the office of Louis B. Mayer, and I went into the office of Arthur Freed. And he was going to talk to me about a movie he wanted to put me in. I'm 12 years old, and I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor. And I'd never seen anyone naked before, except myself, so I had no clue about what was happening. And so it struck me so funny, I laughed at it, and I laughed uproariously. I had tears, and he got infuriated, and he said, out, 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 go. So I
Tell your mother.
Well, I was very quiet. I went down and met her in the lobby of the administration building. She came out very quietly from Louis B. Mayer's office, and we walked hand in hand silently to the car, which was unusual. We got in the car driving home. I said, Mom, you won't believe what happened to me. And I told her what happened, and she got kind of quiet. She said, well, you don't know what happened to me. And Louis B. Mayer wasn't as bad as Freed was to me, but he came onto my mother. So we both decided that we didn't like MGM much. It was better at Fox.
We should have listened. October 1988, sitting across from Larry King, a former child star named Shirley Temple Black shared a memory that should have broken our hearts decades sooner. The woman who once symbolized America's purest joy calmly recounted a heart-piercing moment from her own childhood. At 12 years old, during a 1940 meeting at MGM Studios, producer Arthur Freed exposed himself to her. As she detailed in her autobiography Child Star, the 46-year-old mogul unzipped his trousers and made a remark so vulgar it was met only with Shirley's nervous giggle, the innocent, confused reflex of a 12-year-old who had no map for such darkness. He didn't comfort her or apologize. He angrily threw her out of his office for not understanding his cruelty. This was never just a Hollywood anecdote. It was a cry for help from the Golden Age, a quiet warning that powerful men were preying on the vulnerable with total impunity. Freed went on to produce masterpieces like The Wizard of Oz, his reputation untarnished, while Shirley carried the weight of that encounter into her adulthood. She escaped MGM, but the industry's shadow remained. Her story was a credible precursor of the evils to come. Now, the unsealed Jeffrey Epstein files released in painful tranches by the U.S. Department of Justice have laid bare a modern echo of that same cold reality. The documents, including those from the landmark 2024 and 2025 releases, reveal a world where the exploitation of young girls was not an accident, but a business model. While the files do not name Freed or Temple, they validate the harrowing pattern Shirley described, a culture where wealth and influence act as a shield for the unthinkable. The Epstein documents show us how predators operated in the open, surrounded by enablers who chose silence over protection. Seeing the names of entertainers, politicians, and royals in these flight logs and contact lists feels like a betrayal of the public trust. The victims' accounts describe a system that normalized abuse under the guise of glamour, the same lie told to a 12-year-old girl in a studio office in 1940. Shirley spoke out long before #MeToo or Epstein's arrest. She spoke without sensationalism because, for her, it was simply the truth she lived. That nervous giggle wasn't naivety. It was the sound of a child